And we are live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of So Get This. And I am very, very honored to have the lovely Maja Aro here with us. Hey,
Hi.
Maja.
Hi, it's Maya.
How are you?
Good, thanks. Good.
Thanks for joining us. We have a very excited group of people here in the chat room ready to... Whoops. Okay. Sorry. I had to make sure the other window was paused or it would have been really funny. We would have heard loops of our conversation.
I would have heard loops to it. I would have been distracted and been like, what?
It would have been in stereo. And so we're going to just jump right into this.
Yeah.
Okay, so
let's do it. Sorry I'm late.
How'd you get into stunts?
I used to compete in a lot of extreme sports. I was a professional downhill ski racer. I raced downhill mountain bikes competitively. I just did a lot of extreme sports, a little bit of martial arts. Wanted to be a professional athlete for a long time. Sort of got distracted a little bit because it's hard to make money as an athlete in Canada. Started to be a fashion designer and then found out that stunts was a job. And I was like, what? Wait, that's what I want to do. As soon as I found out about it, I was like, that's what I want to do. So then I just pursued it wholeheartedly, found out everything I could about stunts, watched every stunt movie I could, and just just started pursuing it wholeheartedly. That was my start.
Oh, that's awesome. So what is the difference? Because I was looking through all of the stuff that you've been working on, and you're sometimes listed as a stunt double and sometimes listed as a stunt performer. So what's the difference?
The difference, as a stunt double, I'm usually essentially doing the stunts for an actress. So anytime there's something difficult, dangerous, anything like that that requires a special skill, or just insurance-wise, they don't want the actress to do it, or even just to help coach them through, it would be considered a stunt double. So quite often the actors will perform most of or a lot of the stunt if it's a big fight or something like that. And I'd just be there to coach them through it. And then, if there's something like getting thrown down and hitting the ground, I would end up stepping in and filming that part. Or depending on the actress, I would do more of that fight. And then a stunt performer is me essentially playing myself. So I've done scenes where I've been like, a girl at the bank and something happens and, you get kind of pushed or shoved or you get shot or any varying degrees of that. So that would be, playing myself would be a stunt performer.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite show that you've worked on or film? Favorite?
I have so many favorites. I think probably I have two. Cabin in the Woods was probably one of my favorite experiences. It was just such a blast. And Hansel and Gretel. Those are probably my two favorites. If I was to, they were just really good experiences, like fun film experiences.
And they're both kind of in the same genre. Do you tend to lean towards the horror and the fantasy?
There seems to be more stunts in those kind of movies, like a lot of sci-fi. Yeah, sci-fi, anything kind of fantastical, or the imaginative, all the post-apocalyptic-y things, horror. Those types of films tend to have more stunts, so I tend to work on those a little bit more. The dramas and those sort of things don't tend to have as many stunts. So
that's a good point. That's true.
Comedies. I mean, comedies we get, but I haven't worked on a ton of comedies, shockingly. Yeah.
A little while ago, I had heard from on Twitter Artemis Film Festival, and they said that you're going to be performing a special stunt there.
Yeah, we're in talks right now. It's a little. I don't know how much of the cat I can let out of the bag, but
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
she direct messaged me and it sounded like it was okay.
It is. I will be attending this year. Fingers crossed, I will be attending this year. Last year, unfortunately, I was unable to attend, but this year we've got some plans for some fun stuff. So hopefully that all works out and everything. And we're just finalizing all of that right now, but I'm very excited about it. It's going to be super fun.
Very cool. Very, very cool. So what would you consider to be a very intimidating stunt? What was the most intimidating stunt you had?
Anything with kids or babies. honestly. I feel really responsible. Part of my job is the safety of the cast members that I'm working with. So if I'm performing a stunt, like a fight or a fall or something with one of the other actors or actresses, I always feel really, really responsible for their safety. And kids sometimes don't understand, or babies especially don't really understand the situation that they're being put in. So that really stresses me out because I feel fully responsible for their well-being, and I would never want anything to happen to anyone that I'm working with. I take it really personally if something does. So yeah, babies stress me out. Not in real life though. In real life,
Have you had to do a lot
I've done a few stunts with babies, shockingly, yes, and it freaks me out. Just yeah.
What would you have to do? Here, hold the baby and do a backflip?
No, not that extreme, but I've had to do ones where yeah, you're getting pushed and you're kind of holding and you know protecting the baby. I did one once. I had to walk across a shale floor in a spacesuit holding a baby. Just weird things with babies. I had to grab a little girl out of a bed once, and poor she was terrified because I was like a monster. So ones like that, they just stress me out.
Oh, no.
But other than that, I'm fine.
Okay.
And in real life, I love kids. I just.
Well, that's evident. We have a question in the chat room. Rogue is asking if you did baby stunts on Falling Skies.
I have done stunts on Falling Skies, yes. I doubled Sarah Carter and Jesse Schramm.
Oh. I noticed that you had some Once Upon a Time going on, that you're a stunt coordinator for Once Upon a Time. So what does that entail?
Well, I'm not actually their full-time stunt coordinator. I actually cover stunt coordinate, and I have had the opportunity, my boss had to step away for a few episodes last season, and I did have the opportunity to coordinate 3 episodes, but I'm not actually the stunt coordinator on the show.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I cover him sometimes.
Is that something that you'd like to see a direction your career takes, or?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working towards that quite a little bit. I've actually cover coordinated one episode or a scene in Supernatural one time as well. But I am working to build that up on my resume. I do enjoy it. It's a different side of stunts because you're really responsible for all the safety and all the overseeing of things, and you have to plan everything out very meticulously to make sure that all the stunts go off without a hitch. But it is a really cool job. Really fun, challenging in a different way. I mean, it's more mental. So coordination is really mental because you have to make sure that you've ticked all the boxes and really thought everything through, and you've brought in the best performers, and you've rehearsed everything with all the performers and all the actors. So it is a really fascinating job that I definitely do enjoy when I get the opportunity to do it. And
do you find? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's okay. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, do you find it challenging when you're trying to work on a stunt and the person involved in the scene with you doesn't have as much, doesn't have a stunt background, but yet they're a participant in the scene? Do you find any of that challenging?
Yes, but usually a good challenge. I enjoy coaching people through things, and I enjoy, working with the other actors or performers to make the scene. And ultimately it's if the director's happy, if the producers are happy, then and everybody walks away safe, then we've done our jobs and everything's kind of worked out. So that's the biggest thing for me, is walking away with that.
What would you consider to be the highlight of your career so far? The most, like if you could take one gem from your career.
Oh, that's a hard one. I feel really lucky. I have so many. Like I have a favorite almost every year.
Okay, I'll make it easier. Your top 3.
My top 3. One of my favorite stunts that I ever got to do, I got to fall out of a helicopter and be hanging on the side. It was on Human Target. I don't think it ended up getting the play that we filmed. I mean, I got cut a lot in the cut. But we had this really awesome fight, and in part of it I sort of was like, hey, how about instead of just getting punched and lying on the floor, I actually fall out and I'm hanging by one hand and pull myself back in. And the coordinator loved it. So because I've always wanted to do that. So that was a highlight. And then the big dock fight that I did on Cabin in the Woods was one of my absolute favorite scenes. We filmed it for a few days. That whole scene, the underwater into the dock, was one of my favorite scenes to film. What else? And I think the episode Ariel, I think in season 3 of Once Upon a Time, was probably one of my favorites as well.
Oh, okay.
And then going to Supernatural Land I'm going to say it was season 3, a bunch of the stuff that Ruby did was some of my favorite stuff as well.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, those were probably some of my highlights, I think.
Well, let's go back to that first one you listed. Were you literally hanging out of a helicopter?
I was cabled off. We always do stuff cabled off with safety cables. But yes, I was literally hanging out of a flying helicopter. Yeah.
You are epic. And do you ever have to psych yourself up for one of these types of stunts, or you're like, that I'm on it, that's it?
Yeah, I'm kind of weird that way. I can go, okay, this is my job today. And I mean, most of them are really exciting for me. Like I enjoy things like that. So I don't really have to psych myself out too much. And most of it's more just like, hey, be cool, and be ready for when they call action. But I always am. As soon as the cameras are rolling, I'm in a zone. It's like I don't know. I would consider it like a meditative state. As soon as the cameras are rolling, I'm in my zone. I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever.
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent, because I can't imagine. I guess you'd have to have that heart and passion and enthusiasm for it in order to do it and just do it as well as you do. Because for me, I can't get on a Ferris wheel. So
we're definitely a different breed. We are definitely a different breed of human. Anyone that is a stunt performer knows it. It's not, a lot of the things we have to do, you turn off that natural instinct to protect yourself. And that's not normal. Like most, normal human beings turn off that instinct, or don't turn off that instinct. But as a stunt performer, you turn that off all the time.
I can't even fathom. Is that something that you eventually trained yourself to do, or you've just always naturally had that ability?
I think for me, I've always kind of naturally had that ability. Luckily, it's worked out really well in this career. But I think it's become really, really ingrained, where it just becomes easier. When I first started out in stunts, there's a little more nerves involved, and a lot of it because it was unknown. But now I think it's really, for me, to take a breath and I'm ready to go.
Wow. I have the utmost respect for you. I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of Ferris wheels. I can't look at. Forget it. I don't know. Wow. Do you have a favorite stunt that you like to perform? Like, for example, do you like, the stunts that you do where you're in the air versus, a combat scene or something?
I definitely do enjoy wire work. Wire work is one of my more favorite things to do. Just because a lot of people don't understand the complexities of it. And you can go for a ride and not do anything, or you can really perform and use the wires to create something really, really amazing. And I love that it's a cool challenge. And you really are defying gravity. It's kind of fun. That's probably one of my favorites. But yeah, all aspects of the job are pretty cool, because sometimes you just get a really random stunt where you're like, oh, okay, I never thought that I could do that. All right, sure. I'd never thought of that before, but yeah, okay, I can do that. Yeah.
Let me ask you this about the industry in general, about the stunt industry. Do you find that women are seen at the same level as men's stunt men?
It depends on who you ask. I know the Vancouver community is really, really awesome. I've been lucky enough to work all around the world, and I have worked in quite a few really interesting communities. In different places in the world, it's different. Here, I think a lot of the guys really do appreciate that we do things in bare legs and heels and dresses, and that makes the job a lot harder because we don't get to wear pads and we're in awkward footwear. So I think a lot of the guy performers here really do, and coordinators do appreciate and respect that for female performers. There's definitely not as many female performers. We're a lot smaller in numbers than the male performers, but I feel in my experience, for the most part, we do get treated fairly equal.
Do you find any challenges? Excuse me. Do you come across any challenges because of a woman being in a male-dominated industry?
Some. I mean, I've had a few where I've walked into a meeting as a coordinator, and people look at you sideways like, "Oh, you're the coordinator?" I mean, I look young. I am young. I look young, so that doesn't really help the matter either. So walking into that, people not expecting it, that's always kind of fun, and I guess it's a little bit of a challenge because you have to win them over.
Yeah, because
you kind of have to prove them. Quite often I'll get questions from a director of like, "Do you really know your stuff?" And so then you just kind of have to win them over and be confident. Most of it's just being confident, I think, and then most of those challenges go away.
I think that applies to basically any situation where, women are being underestimated in a male-dominated industry. And as long as you have that confidence and you can carry yourself, people will eventually, see you for who you really are and not look at you any differently than any other person that could do the job.
Yeah, I take it as a good, totally. I take it as a good challenge, and it's always fun to surprise people, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. It must be very satisfying when when your shit. Now what? Hello.
Yeah, that's always fun. And same with performing. When some people don't expect you to be able to do a certain really hard gag, then being able to pull it off, it's always kind of nice too.
That's very satisfying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing like being told you really shouldn't or you really can't. That's the perfect catalyst to make sure. Oh, yes,
like, challenge accepted. Challenge accepted.
Thank you. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a question, and this is coming from Cora, and you know Cora. And what would you say your dream role would be, or who would you love to double for?
Ooh, that's tricky. Who would I love to double for? I would love to double Keira Knightley. I know that's a really oddball, but I've always kind of wanted to double her. I think it would be a lot of fun. And we're the same height. So I'm like, yeah, I would love to double her. My dream role would be if they ever reprised Tomb Raider. That would be my absolute dream role. I would love to do it.
Would be so fun.
I would die to be Lara Croft, or even Lara Croft's stunt double, whoever they cast. That would be my absolute dream role.
That is very cool. That is very, very cool. Of course, yes, same height.
That's always, I mean, as long as you're close in height and size, that always helps. So I can't really, there's some people that I definitely couldn't double because I'm not really that good of a double.
Have you done any motion capture for games?
I have, yes. I've done a few this year. All of them I'm not allowed to list yet because they have not come out. But I have done some fun ones. I do a lot of creature movement. That's usually what I get cast for. So in a lot of in a lot of sci-fi TV series and things, I've played quite a few creatures, and in video games. And I'm currently doing a motion capture job right now, actually. That's what I just came home from. That's why I'm late.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That is so awesome.
Yes.
Do you have motion captures that you've done in that are already out there that you're allowed to talk about? Or we're just going to have to die now and wait?
Just trying to think if any. Oh, I did a trailer for the new Star Wars video game. That came out in the fall, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget when things come out. I'm like, oh yeah, that came out. Yeah.
Kids have that.
That came out in the fall. Yeah, I did the trailer for it. I didn't do the whole game, but I did the trailer.
Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool.
What the ninja girl?
Character?
I got to be Leia for a moment, which was really cool.
Did you?
Yeah, and I got to play. I played a ninja girl, and I played I played a stormtrooper and something else too. I was another one of the female characters, but I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Ray? Was it? Or
it might
was
have been
Ray?
Yeah. Ooh, it might have been that. Yeah.
You kind of resemble her, actually. You would have been a perfect stunt double for the movie.
I can't remember the names of who I was. Yeah. But I do, motion capture is fun. I've been doing a lot of motion capture lately, actually.
That's fun. I mean, how did you even start getting into that? That's an offshoot.
Through stunts, and then I think through a bunch of the creature work. I mean, the project I'm on right now, we had to do a big audition for. That, yeah, I guess it just depends on if you move the way they want you to move. It's all sort of, it's like everything. If you're the right fit, size, skills. Yeah, this one I just so happened to move the way they wanted people to move, so that worked out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Rogue's pointing out that Planet of the Apes is on your IMDb page.
Yes.
And you're not allowed to talk about that yet.
I'm not really, no. That is what I am working on, but yes, I'm not really allowed to talk about it, unfortunately.
I ran into Chad Rook this weekend over at Albuquerque Comic-Con, and he couldn't tell me anything either.
Yeah, it's very, we've signed some very serious non-disclosure agreements, so you guys will just have to wait till it comes out. But it is going to be it is going to be a really cool one. It's quite fantastic in scope.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I wish we could know. Okay, so we're just gonna have to. I'm making a hit list of all the things we have to wait on that you have coming out that we're so excited for.
It's always the hardest thing about my job, because I'm like, I'm doing this, but I can't talk about it. I'm doing this. I think the worst I ever did was working on The Killing, because I knew who the killer was, and I wasn't allowed, and I was into the show, and I wasn't allowed to tell anybody.
Oh, it sucks.
It was so hard.
Stressful.
And it ruined the end of the show for me, because I knew who the killer was.
Oh my God. We have a really good question from Megan Hubble, and she's asking, what's your favorite injury/scar?
My favorite injury/scar. This one.
Oh, and how did you get that?
I got that from doing a hand pull through a big glass set of doors. Actually, I was doing like a big wrap up into the ceiling jam and then smashing through the doors. And it went a little sideways, and I ended up landing face first in a big pile of glass.
Oh, wow.
And I got cuts. I had my whole face was cut, and my legs were cut. I think I can't even remember how many stitches. I had a lot of stitches.
Oh my God. That's awful.
And then I have another really cool. Actually, I have this one's my supernatural scar. I don't know if you can see that one.
Oh, that's a supernatural scar?
That's a supernatural scar. That's from
it kind of resembles the Mark of Cain.
From season 10, I think, going over the balcony in the episode Ask Jeeves.
Oh, that was you?
That was me.
Oh, wow.
Yep, that was me. So those would be my favorites. My favorites, I guess, because they're kind of fun. But this one's definitely my favorite, because all the makeup people say it's a hero scar, because that's where they put hero scars on actors.
Well, I'll
take it. I'll take it. Whenever people get cut, because it's like a good spot to have a cut on your face, I guess.
Well, I have a scar right here on my face on the opposite cheek. I don't know if you could see it, but I've had it since I was 5 or 6. I think I was 5, and it was not doing anything epic like, you know, being pulled through glass or falling off a balcony. I tripped over a desk in the classroom as I was walking back from the blackboard, and I hit my face on the corner of the desk. And
stitches.
And you know, my dad was flipping out because I didn't even have stitches. They closed, even though looking back they should have stitched it. My dad said, "Oh, you know, maybe we should try to get you a plastic surgeon or whatever." And you know, even when I was 5 years old, I said, this is cool.
Yeah, you're like, this is cool. I know the show that I did this on, they offered me plastic. They were like, if you want plastic surgery, we'll look after you. But I was like, it's all good. If it's really bad, maybe it'll do it. But it healed really good. Fine.
And then think of what a great conversation starter that is, because someone's like, what happened? And you could say, well, you should see what happened to the other one, man.
Yeah, knife fight.
Right?
Just, it makes me feel legit.
So what I wanted to ask you is, tell us the story behind your profile picture on Twitter.
The background one or the small one? I have to look
the
what
inset.
it is. I'm like, what is my inset?
It's the close-up of you, and there's a guy in the background, and it's like a post-apocalyptic feel.
Okay, yeah. That was my Halloween costume this year, and that's my husband in the background. We dressed up as road warriors because Road Warriors, like the Mad Max trilogy, the originals, are my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, how cool is that?
So when the new one came out, I was so super stoked. Clearly, and so then we had to dress up as road warriors for Halloween this year.
That's epic.
So I made him dress up as a road warrior with me.
You have a very good husband. I dress up with whatever. He won't do it the other way around. I would want him like supernatural something or other, but he prefers me dressing up as, I guess, well, now that I have red hair, I have to be Phoenix instead of Rogue from X-Men. But
right.
Or no. Yeah, well, Phoenix, Jean Grey.
Yeah, he could be either.
Yeah.
Well, my husband picked last year. He did a zombie. We had a party at our house where we invited a bunch of couples, and we had a zombie slaying challenge. So everyone had to dress up as zombie slayers, and we had all these games and like steps that you had to get through to get to the next level. And if you failed, you had to do a Jello shooter. It was ridiculous.
So a lot of people were intentionally losing, right?
Yeah, I think you got one. Or I don't know. I can't remember how we worked it, but yes, there was a lot of Jello shooters and zombie killing. A lot of fake zombies were killed.
Oh, we have another question from Rogue, and she's asking. Well, the line just jumped. Oh, she's asking what your favorite Road Warrior movie is.
Everyone's probably gonna hate me, but I love Thunderdome.
Ooh, Thunderdome. Okay.
Thunderdome. Yeah,
Tina Turner.
just because of the Thunderdome, because Thunderdome is the coolest. Like, if I could build a Thunderdome in my backyard, I would. Yeah.
That is very cool.
But
every house should have a Thunderdome.
Yeah, how cool would that be? A Thunderdome. I mean, Road Warrior is maybe the better movie, but Thunderdome is the coolest asset.
And it had Tina Turner.
And it had Tina Turner in it, and she had the best shoulder pads ever.
Oh, completely. What was it, 1985 or something?
I think so. Yeah,
I think that was
86. It was like at the height. It was at the height of shoulder pads.
Epicness. Yeah.
Yeah, it was at the height of shoulder pads.
And Cora wants to jump back to your creature movements, and she's, Cora, you're so weird. Do any contortion?
I don't. I've never been a contortionist. Some of the things I think I've ended up performing have been borderline, but I'm not that flexible to be a contortionist.
Oh boy, Rogue, who's she works in a classroom, as a teacher, and she would like a Thunderdome on the playground.
Yes, that would solve a lot of recess problems.
Wouldn't it though?
But you'd have to use
Completely.
foam. I think you'd have to use foam weapons.
It depends.
It can depend. Yeah. It depends if we want to go
middle.
back to where we had to smack kids on the knuckles with rulers. I think we'd have to use foam weapons. It might get out of hand.
All
For
right.
safety,
Yeah.
just me. This is a stunt coordinator and me. Safety first. You can still hit
That's
pretty hard with
true.
foam weapons.
Okay, so now we're down to the Bizarro World questions that I ask every guest.
Right.
So the first, and I apologize in advance. All right, the first question is, can you tell us what your top 5 favorite songs on your playlist are right now?
Top 5 favorite songs of all that I kind of keep around all the time. Definitely Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
Okay.
I Won't Give Up by Jason Mraz. There's a theme. I'm a total lover. It's really weird. I'd Do Anything for Love by Meatloaf. Pretty much anything by the Gimme Gimmes. I have like all of their albums.
I've never heard of them.
Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, punk rock covers. They do covers of every old song. They're a collaboration of a bunch of different band members from different punk rock bands, and they only do like one. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, and probably anything by Queen or Journey.
Oh wow. Okay.
I like old music.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
So do I.
Not much of a modern.
You know who I got to meet this weekend?
Who?
At Albuquerque? Marky Ramone.
What? That is cool.
Freaking died.
That is cool. That's cool. That's really cool.
I went to see his table, and I go to sit next to him so that I could have my picture taken, and my eyes start watering because I was so moved by it. I'm like, I don't fangirl like this over everybody.
Like, this is cool.
And then he's punks, all like,
yeah, like original. Yeah, that's so cool.
I was so excited. So I'm gonna have to listen to the Gimme Gimmes. I'm gonna have to. Is it Gimmies?
It's Gimmes. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes is their.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to look up Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
Oh, okay. Cora's saying she knows who they are.
They're a lot of fun. I still need to see them in concert, but they rarely do concerts. My husband and I, that's our thing. We're concert junkies. So we always try to see as many as we can.
I miss going. I haven't gone to a concert in since 2006.
I think I missed the last concert I was supposed to go to. I ended up having to work. I had tickets to Florence. I had tickets to Florence and the Machine, but I gave them to one of the actresses I was doubling, and she had a blast. So it was worth. She had a good time, and she was sending me lots of videos throughout the concert. So I kind of got to watch it vicariously while I was at work.
Does that happen to you a lot, where your schedule just completely screws with, for example, you have tickets to a concert, but filming is running late or whatever, and you wind up having to, is it a hard battle around a lot?
Sometimes, yeah. I used to always not buy stuff because I was afraid that it would, and now I get them and then I either sell them or give them away if it ends up being a conflict, or I'm that jerk that walks in halfway through the concert. I'm like, I really wanted to be here. Yeah, it gets some, I have conflicts sometimes, but it happens occasionally. I've missed a couple that I was a bit bummed out about, but it happens.
What's your favorite concert that you've seen recently? Like last year, what was your favorite concert?
Journey.
Oh, you saw Journey? Yes. I've heard such good things about that singer.
Arnell is amazing, and we had front row seats. My husband got it for me for my birthday last year. I've seen them 3 times too, but they're still awesome every time. Yeah. I'm a Journey nerd. That was my favorite concert that I saw last year, I think. What else did I see? I saw Jason Mraz last year too. He was really good.
Oh, okay.
Really, at a really small venue, so it was really personal. It was good.
I love seeing shows in smaller venues. I think those are so much better than a big stadium show or an arena because, I remember there was this hole-in-the-wall club in New York called the China Club, and the best concerts were there because you're literally at the same floor level as the performers, and the room is like, and the room's like a closet, and those are the best shows for me.
Those are the best. I think the only big stadium show that would beat any of those that I ever saw, I saw Pink Floyd in Berlin. And that was like mind-blowingly cool because the stadium is literally right across, like you can stand out on the balcony and have a glass of wine before the show, looking at the biggest section of the wall that's still standing. And then you go inside and you do the wall, like it was the wall tour. So I was like, this is cool. And all the people that were in the room were, they were there when the wall fell down. They're like, this is cool. Like this album was written for everybody that's in this room. That was the coolest for a stadium. Like that kind of blew every other concert out of the water.
I can understand that. I can totally understand that.
There's no nerding out. I'm such a nerd. Like, it was fun.
Oh, Rogue is asking, didn't you two play there? Oh, you're talking about the China Club, Rogue? I don't know. I did see Duran Duran there.
What?
I saw Duran Duran there.
That's
at China Club.
That is cool.
Yeah, we're Duran Duran nerds. Don't tell anybody. I have a reputation.
It's on the internet now. It's on the internet now. You can't take it back.
Okay, so let's go to the stranded island question. So you're stranded on an island, and you can only have one person to keep you company, and that person has to be a character from Supernatural. Who would it be, and why?
Who would it be? If I go for the fun choice, it would obviously be Lucifer. But
I don't think anybody's chosen him before.
It would be entertaining forever, right?
He would definitely keep it interesting.
But for the sensible choice, it would have to be Sheriff, I guess, because she's pretty on it. She's always, handles herself pretty well and would probably be pretty resourceful and handy to have around. Yeah.
That's their answer. A lot of people choose Sheriff Jody.
Yeah, because she would be handy.
But everybody's losing their shit in the chat room because they're like, she's a Lucy girl, all right.
Well, it'll be fun. Or really bad. I don't know.
I guess the last question that I have. So this is the last question I have for Maja. So you guys think of your last question. It's all you need is
love.
Finish that.
Love.
Good answer.
A lot of people probably say that, don't they?
A lot of people say it, but there are a lot of other people who've come up with different ones. And off the top of my head, I can't think of I can't pull any answers out.
Or fun.
My brain is
all you need is fun.
All you need is fun. Yes. Oh, Lauren Tom's answer was compassion. Mm-hmm. I like Samantha Smith's answer though.
What'd she say?
All you need is cheese.
Cheese. Brie cheese. Brie cheese in particular.
Isn't that the most amazing invention ever?
Yes.
Brie is
awesome.
Perfection.
Brie cheese
I
and
could
salami.
live on it. Yeah. Oh, God. Yes. Now I'm going to go raid my refrigerator.
With
Rogue saying Lucifer. Fun is not his middle name. Oh, okay. So here's the last question. Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
I think I double
Wow.
thought about that. No, Marvel. Yeah.
Oh God, Cora saying behave yourself.
I should what?
Behave yourself. And Cora, she wrote shots fired.
Shots
I
fired.
guess she's a DC girl.
DC girl. I think I've worked on more DC projects, so I probably should say DC, but some of the Marvel characters.
Oh, we have Tessa who wants to squeeze in one last comment. She wrote, I know it's still super early, but what can you tell us about hoods? And also she wants to congratulate you on winning the MPPIA competition.
Thank you so much. Well, we're just in pre-production right now, hoping to film in the spring, and we're just filing all our cast. And as soon as we have them and have all their sort of everything signed, we're going to start announcing them all on Twitter. So that'll be coming up on the Hoods handle, which is at Hoods1918. And speaking of hoods, it's actually Charles Perrault's birthday today. I don't know if anybody knows who he is, but he wrote the original French version of Little Red Riding Hood, which Hoods is based on. Yes.
Very
and
cool.
As a little teaser, Hoods is a mashup of Little Red Riding Hood and Robin Hood, where Robin Hood is actually Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother.
Oh, you've got me intrigued.
That
sounds great.
It's gonna be a fun ride. Yeah, we're pretty excited about it, and we're very excited to have gotten the funding to be able to do it. And my partner Sarah Irvine Erickson and I will be directing it this spring.
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to that. We have so many things we're looking forward to seeing you do this year.
This year's a big year. Last year was a big year, but it feels like this year is even going to be bigger.
I mean, it's January. We're only in January. Look what you've got going on.
Oh, I know, it's January.
Right? I mean,
it's already busy. It's already busy, and now you have exciting things coming.
Yeah, I mean,
I've got a couple films coming out. And then a bunch of all the TV is all over the place. It's good. It's exciting.
Wow. Do you have any last comments you want to share with our audience?
Ooh, I was trying to think. I don't even have any shameless plugs. I'm bad. I should. Oh, I do. I do have a shameless plug.
Go for it.
My friends from Uganda are fundraising to be able to start a honey production. It's a village that I went and worked in 5 years ago in northern Uganda, and they're working on an initiative to be able to employ a lot of the sick women in the village. I've tweeted about it at Tropical Honey Uganda, but I'll share the link again. But that's my shameless tweet, or that's my shameless plug for my friends. But it is, they are amazing people, and all the money is going to people that really do need it and that will be working. It's just sort of a startup fund to get their businesses going.
Yeah, please share the link, because I'd be more than happy to include the link in the description when this video uploads onto YouTube, and I'd be happy to tweet it and everything else to help spread the word. I love doing fundraising. I really do. And it makes me feel so good that, so many people that I meet in the Supernatural family are just so passionate about helping others and, you're shouting out to people that are fundraising for others, and just, it's very heartwarming. It just seems to be like an innate characteristic of the Supernatural.
The show. Yeah. Everybody on that show is so kind. How could you not? And we're in such a fortunate position that we get to work in the industry we do and be able to do things like this, where we can have a platform to be able to speak out for people that don't have a voice. So I feel very fortunate I get to be able to do that.
And we're so happy you get to too. We truly enjoy your work. And we're so happy that you were able to hang out with us tonight and, talk about some great stuff, talk about some silly stuff. And
it's good. It was fun.
Show our scars.
Our scars. Cool. Hero scars. a hero scar. Now you know it's a hero scar.
You have a hero scar. I have a klutz scar.
But it's in a hero scar location. It's the location.
That's true. That is true. It is the location. Okay, so I got into this huge ass fight. There were like 5 other people, and no, it's not gonna work. They're not gonna believe me. But
It's a hero scar.
well, I want to thank you so much, and have a wonderful night. And we're gonna get busy making a list of all the things to look for you in over the coming months. And we're gonna have to start like a Maja countdown to all your projects so that we'll know when everything's coming out.
I think next week I have one. The Boy's coming out next week, starring Lauren Cohen.
I need to see that.
Yeah,
I really need to see that. I saw the coming attractions for that, and that looked really good. So
It's
I'm so happy.
Creepy. It's creepy. Yeah, it's good. I hope that it comes together in the editing, but the script was really, really good.
Good.
And I did all Lauren's stunts for her.
So you were the double for Lauren Cohen?
Yes, I was.
Ooh.
So that one should be a cool.
Supernatural, The Walking Dead crossover.
There's a connection. Yeah.
I'm very excited about that. Wow. Yeah, we're going to be seeing that the weekend it comes out. So very cool.
I'm excited to go watch it too. I'm very excited to see it come together.
Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Thank you for coming. And I know how busy. I know you literally like raced home to
I'm sorry.
She got home at 8:59, guys.
I was like, I'm trying to get it to hook up.
Oh, I was just told I've been mispronouncing your name all along.
Oh yes, it's Maja. Sorry. It's okay. I answered to anything remotely close.
I apologize profusely.
It's spelt weird. It's really hard. Thank my parents for that.
Sorry. Well,
it's my parents' fault.
I'm sorry. I'll go with that. Okay, we'll just blame your parents.
Most people say it wrong. I don't think I've ever had it said right the first time.
Oh, okay. But I think I've said it about 12 times tonight. But that's okay.
I just remember, nah. Awesome.
Thank you. And thank you everybody out there for watching and participating. You guys were so much fun.
Thanks for all the great questions.
All right, so we're going to sign off. Good night, all. Good night, Maja.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.